Hey guys, it's Licious Kid from Climax Combo, and we're back with another Leaks of the Week. Still playing catch up. I'm about 3 weeks behind now, but I do plan to catch up this week, so pretty excited for that. But this is the final week for School Girl Strikers. It did come out on the 26th, so once again, very late on this, but still better late than never. So today I'll be finishing that up. Also, we start a little bit of card game Shioko, as you can see from this first card right here. It's like a glorified trial deck, kind of like Woozer, how it comes with like a deck box, sleeves, and like this trial deck. This is kind of like the only set that will have like the Shioko cards in it, very similar to Wuza. So pretty cool right there. I don't really plan on getting it, but it's pretty funny. It has our cute little mascot for Weiss, Shioko. And lastly, we are starting the To Love Through Darkness booster leaks. I believe it came out today in Japan, so once again late on this, and once again I apologize. But anyways, I will still be doing them. Very interesting. To Love Through Darkness got another set so fast. I'm sure we all know To Love Through Darkness very dominant in Japan. It has been, and them getting a new set, and on top of that, them not getting touched at all from the ban list. I'm sure we all knew this booster had to be kind of ass. It had to be pretty bad, or else the set would just run amok and would just keep destroying everything. It's already like topping a lot of things, but if this set was like OP, then it would have killed the game even more, and they might have to do like an emergency ban list. I don't know, but anyways, the full list for To Love Through Darkness is out. It came out like I think yesterday or today, so if you want to find the full list, you can easily do so. But the new set for To Love Through Darkness, I think it's pretty interesting. For yellow green, I really don't think they can touch anything because yellow green, housework transformation is already the best. How should I say, the best deck variant for To Love Through Darkness, and it's the strongest version. And if they made yellow green any stronger, then shit would go out of control. So I don't think. And like, what can they even bring to yellow green? Like yellow green's climax combo lineup is already set in stone. Like the 1-0 Mikan combo, way too strong. I can't really imagine something being better than that. And same thing with Yami's level 3 climax combo, it being so freaking powerful. I don't think you can really top that. So for climax combos for yellow green, I don't think they can give anything to it. Like it's gotta be freaking bonkers for you to replace the Mikan combo and the Yami combo. I don't think there's anything in this set that can top that. So I think that's pretty much set in stone. The level 3 yellow green lineup, I'm not too sure what they can bring. Like Yami's healing Mikons and anti damage already really strong. So I'm not too sure what they can bring to yellow green. Probably a better level 0 game. Honestly, that's about all I can really imagine they can give to yellow green. Because yellow green, like the level 1 lineup is strong. They have good level costless level 1s. They have a good 1-0 backup. I guess they could buff the level 2 game, but I mean, I don't know if they really want to be doing that because it's already really strong. So we'll see. The most I want to see from To Love Through Darkness, however, is to buff up the other colors. I want to see stronger cards for red, and I want to see better cards for blue, green. Not the green transformation card, or not the green housework cards, but more of the green animal cards for Yui, and better cards for Haruna, and better cards for Lala, Momo, and Nana, because those girls don't get much love. All you really see from Two Lover Darkness sets is yellow green, and for very good reasons. But it'd be quite interesting if they buffed blue green and mono red, or red splash yellow, because there are some yellow alien cards. I would like to see the other traits get powered up in this set, so we'll see. Hopefully they do so. I haven't seen the full list myself because I'm kind of treating this like I'm doing it on time, so I'm just looking at the leaks as they go. I haven't looked at the full list yet, so anyways, let's get to it. Quite a long intro at 4 minutes, huh? Anyways, first card, this is for once again the card game Shioko. 0025 PR, the girl who loves card game Shioko. Card game and manga. This girl need to get some sleeves, though. Anyways, um, auto, when this plays from hand to stage, you may pay cost. If you do, choose up to one card game character from your waiting room, return it to your hand. So on play, pay to salvage. Generic, almost every set has it. If you want to run it, go ahead. If you don't, go ahead. So definitely a player's preference. I think it's pretty funny. The card effect is on like the art itself. Pretty awesome. I wish I could read this, but I'm sure it's quite entertaining if you can't actually read this, but as you can see here, the card effect is right here, so pretty awesome. All I can read is the dayo and the eto and I just know very little Japanese. Kono kado. Yeah, that's all I can read. Anyways, let's go on to School Girl Strikers. Lots of the good cards for School Girl Strikers have already been shown, so this week for School Girl Strikers it's a little lackluster. Anyways, 1-1 1500 uncommon Procyon Pudding, Kyobashi Amane, Striker, and Animal. Pretty much, it's a 1500 backup. However, when you use this card backup, choose one of your battling red characters, and it gets plus 1k for the turn. So your generic 1125 backup, not as good as 102k backups in my opinion, but still 1125. It's not too shabby at all. So yeah, you could feel free to run one or two of these in your mono red decks because it's not too shabby at all. Next up, more Amane 00500 common, confident Amane, Striker, and Animal. Pretty much, when this card is played from hand to stage, choose up to one of your characters, and it gets plus 1k till the end of the turn. As an auto ability, when it's played from hand to stage, you may pay cost, which is 1. If you do, choose one Captain from your waiting room and return it to your hand. Captain are these events right here, which we'll talk about really quickly. So 1-0 yellow event Captain. Look up to top 4 cards of your deck, choose up to one striker amongst them, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand. Discard any remaining cards to your waiting room. However, there are more Captain events. This one right here, red event, 1-0 red event. All players return all of the cards in their waiting room to their decks, then shuffle their decks. So pretty much like a free refresh for both you and your opponent. We of course have a blue one right here, 1-0 Captain. It's a backup. Choose one of your characters. It gets a falling ability until the end of the turn. When this card is placed from stage to waiting room, you may place that character back to his original position in rest. So pretty much like pseudo encore. So this, I guess we should talk about the events because the events aren't that good. Then I guess the Amane isn't very good because she kind of bonds for the events. I guess we'll just go from top to bottom. Yellow event, not too shabby at all. I think it's okay. You know, there's a lot of events like this nowadays. If you want to run them, go ahead. If not, then that's totally okay. This is a yellow event, same thing. Look at top 4, choose a striker, add it to your hand, then put the rest to the waiting room. Pretty much breaks even. It's like a free hand fix. Kind of, not really. You know, like I said all the time, if you want to run it, go ahead. If not, that's your choice. I rather run better cards, I think. But since this set is more of a monocolor based deck, maybe if you can't find any more filler for your yellow cards, or maybe if yellow doesn't have much good search, then this one might be a little okay. Because like I said, since this set is monocolor, maybe if yellow's searching ability isn't very good, then perhaps a couple of these captains would do okay. So, because like I said, you don't have much options in like a monocolor deck. So it might be a little better in this set than as opposed to like how like Monogatari had the Kuchinawa blue event. I really didn't think that was necessary in Monogatari because they had like so much good hand fix they got from that set. But this one, you know, monocolor. Maybe yellow needs a little more push to search, so maybe this might be good. This red one, I don't really think it's necessary. Free refresh for both you and your opponent. Very situational and not always good. And if that's the case, then you might just have a dead card in your hand for the majority of the game, and you don't really want that. So this red event, I don't really like. And same thing with the blue event. It's just whatever. It's like a pseudo encore for your character. If you had like a real backup in your hand, then you could have killed your opponent's character in the process instead of just saving one of your characters. And if you had a strong backup in your hand originally, you could of course then also deny your opponent like reversing climax combos, which is very relevant nowadays. So this blue captain event, I'm not really feeling as well. I would say the best one is definitely the yellow event. So, you know, like I said, School Girl Strickers being more of a monocolor deck thing. I don't think this Amane is very good because, yes, you can bond for any of the captain events. However, like I said, since the set is monocolor, you will probably be running this in a red deck. And if that's the case, like I said, I don't think the red event is good. So I would just say stray away from this Amane because the event she grabbed, because you're playing a monocolor deck, isn't very good. The red event isn't good enough to justify her bond ability for her, and her on play give plus 1k isn't good as well, and she only sits at a whopping 500 base power. I would say don't bother with her. And like I said, for the captain events, I would stray away from the blue and the red, but if you're running mono yellow, maybe you could run a couple yellow cards, yellow captain events, because maybe the yellow mono maybe the mono yellow deck can use it. You know, it's level 1, you could search out your Satokas, and then you could climax combo, and then get more search off. Maybe this event can help you get that engine going. Anyways, on to To Love Your Darkness. Very sexy right here. Yui, definitely, I think the sexiest girl. I don't know much about the set, or the anime, or manga. I just know it's very sexy. Anyways, Yui, 3295 RR, Morning Awakening Yui, Disciplinary Committee and Animal. Auto, when this plays from hand to stage, draw a card, and choose one of your characters. It gets plus 2k until the end of the turn. Auto, when your opponent uses an act ability, this card gets plus 1500 power. Lastly, it climax combos this gold bar here. When this card reverses its opponent in battle with the climax, the one person that I care about, you may place that character to its owner's clock, so clock shoot, and of course, as we can see here, that climax is a climax rare. So pretty awesome. My friend, I'm sure you guys know, but I have a friend who has a To Love Your Darkness deck. He actually gave me all his blue-green cards. He gave me most of his animal cards. So I kind of have an animal deck just sitting in my room, but I never took time to finish it, and I just felt like the blue-green animal deck is a little underwhelming. So I'm actually pretty happy that they got more, or that they're getting more support. I might just finish up the deck just depending on how much they cost. I'm working a lot now, so it helps. It definitely helps. But anyways, I'm really happy that they got a better game ender. The game ender that Animals had before was pretty much like you had to use the Nana from the red color for your game ender, and that Nana as a game ender wasn't very good. It was like on reverse, pay 1, burn. It's whatever. I would say definitely clock shooting is much better, and this Yui is in green, which the animal color is, usually based off being blue-green, being Haruna and Yui. Nana is an animal, yes. However, there's not much good red Nana cards, so splashing like red into your blue-green decks was kind of iffy, whatever. So I'm glad that they have a new game ender that isn't dependent on another color. Now you could just run blue-green, like specifically, and you could have a good game ender. And so yeah, I think this Yui, I'm sure we can all see this is definitely a game ender, and quite an interesting one. Climax combo, clock shoot, we've seen it time and time again. It's not bad at all. Definitely the gold bar helps it out a lot because gold bar is the easiest one to get into your hand. So her comboing with the gold bar is fantastic. Free clock shoot, can't complain. Her on play ability is quite nice as well, helps her out in many ways, helps you get the combo to your hand, and helps you gain more power for this Yui for you to successfully clock shoot an opponent's character. Of course, you can give it to any character, so you can give it to herself or maybe give it to another Yui. Like, if you're confident, like if you have like 2 Yuis in your hand, you could play one Yui, pump herself, play the second Yui, and pump up the first Yui, because you're confident your second Yui does not need that extra power for you to kill your opponent's character. So pretty awesome, and it helps you draw, and you draw a card. Might help you draw into that gold bar you need to end your opponent's life. Pretty awesome. And lastly, her second ability is quite interesting as well. Her second ability is not once per turn. It does stack, so quite interesting. You can use it during both players' turn because, of course, during your own turn, when your opponent uses a character backup, it is considered an act ability, so you can gain more. If your opponent is not wary, if they back up, they have to keep in mind Yui will get an additional 1500 power, which might put a kink in their plans, so I think that's a lot of fun. And also, of course, during your opponent's turn, if they use an act ability like brainstorming or like, pretty much like brainstorming or something, you can of course use Yui's ability, and she will gain an additional 1500 power. So they might have to be a little wary about that. And the art on this is fucking hot as hell. So overall, I think this card is really awesome. Definitely something green needed. And so yeah, I'm really happy about this. If blue green ends up being pretty interesting or fun, I might have to grab a playset of these, because how can you say no to that art? Am I right? But anyways, so overall, really, really awesome. Exactly what it's definitely a good step towards what blue green needs. It's going in a good direction as of now. Anyways, these next few cards I'm not so sure about. We got 112KR, Party Guest Freya Yui, Disciplinary Committee, and Animal. Continuous, your other animal or plant characters in the middle border of your center stage get plus 2k power, so not too bad. As an act ability, you can place one of your animal or plant characters from your hand to your clock, place this card to rest. If you do, choose one character from your clock and return it to your hand. So it's like the clock swap shenanigan. You place an animal or plant character from your hand to your clock. You choose an animal or plant character. You choose a character from your clock, return it to your hand. Not really digging this card, to be completely honest. Giving your middle character 2k power is quite substantial. However, her act ability is not so substantial. Clock swap, that's like honestly whatever. And you have to pay the cost first before you grab the card from your clock to your hand. So if you're at like 1/6, 2/6, it's not really good because you're gonna level up first. And if that's the case, then you don't get to grab anything. You might want that to happen, but in most cases, it's probably not very good. So honestly, this card is pretty mediocre. However, this card does have some synergy with the next few cards we'll talk about. So we got this 1045 Morning Encounter Yui right here. Of course, Disciplinary Committee and Animal, uncommon. First of all, she has Hand Encore, and she has an auto ability of this ability can be activated twice per turn. When you place a character from your hand to your clock, it gets plus 3k power for the turn. The 3k power, quite substantial, and it can be activated twice per turn. So if you do the clock swap shenanigan once, which you're probably going to do because you every turn you pretty much kind of always clock, especially at level 1. So you're pretty much gonna clock at level 1, and if you do, she gets a freaking 3k power boost, assuming you do clock a character. Do keep that in mind. So she could get 3k power from clocking for a turn right off the bat, and that'll make her a 1075, which is already quite respectable. However, if you do it a second time by something like this Yui right here, then she can be like a 1010-5 on offense, which is pretty much going to destroy most 1-0s at level 1. So does have some interesting synergy, but on defense she's piss poor, only sitting at a 1045, makes her very susceptible to on reverse climax combos, which isn't very good, and just very lackluster on offense. So, and you kind of have to run this mediocre card to get her working. So, not really I'd rather run something better. Another problem with the animal deck was their level 1 game's a little lackluster, but I don't think this is the right thing. Hopefully they get something better. But anyways, more cards that synergize with this whole clock swap shenanigan. We got 2175 Greeting Yui, Disciplinary Committee and Animal, uncommon. When this card is played from hand to stage, you may choose one card from the bottom of your clock and one animal or plant character from your waiting room and swap their position. So once again, stock swap. Auto, when this card declares an attack and you have Morning Awakening Yui in your clock, this card gets plus 4k power until the end of the turn. Morning Awakening Yui was this 1-0 right here. So they got some synergy. Obviously, her auto ability is to get this Morning Encounter Yui from your waiting room to your clock. And so that's kind of the idea behind it. And every time she attacks afterwards, she gets plus 4k. So on offense, she'll be a 2-1-11-5, which is pretty respectable. But honestly, I don't really think the animal deck needs a level 2 game plan, because for level 2, they pretty much just used level 3 Haruna. I guess I'll pull her out really quickly, because why not? To Love Your Darkness. Haruna. Sitting Haruna. Oh yeah, I forgot it was just an R, which is pretty ridiculous. So they have this Haruna right here. Comes out at level 2 if you have 2 or fewer climaxes in your waiting room, which is fairly easy to accomplish. She heals, and she gets plus 1k every time your other animal or plant character declares an attack. So she can be 3-2-11-5 on offense. Same number as his 2-1, and however she scales really well into the late game, and she heals when she's played from hand to stage, unlike Yui, where you need to run this somewhat mediocre card to get her to work. And it might not always work, because if you don't have a Yui in your clock or in your waiting room when you play her, then it might not really work out. So definitely, I don't think this is what the animal decks need, because they already have a pretty good game plan right off the bat. So don't really think it's necessary. But it's only an uncommon, so who really cares? Next up, we got more common crappy 2-1s. 2175 common, Charming Yukata Wear Yui, Disciplinary Committee and Animal. Auto, when you level up, this card gains pay 1 encore until the end of the turn, which is pretty shitty. Auto, this ability can't be activated twice per turn. When you place a character from your hand to your clock, this card gains plus 3k. So just like the Morning Encounter Yui, however, in a 2-1 and in a 7-5 body. So if you use her ability once, then she'll be a 2-1-10-5, which is alright. But however, when you use it twice, she'll be a 2/1 13/5, which is pretty good. Her first effect is pretty stupid. When you level up, she gains pay 1 Encore. Kinda cool, but keep in mind you can only use this once in the game because she comes out at level 2 and you're only gonna level up once afterwards. So her first ability only activates once throughout the entire game, which is like whatever. It's not even that good for something you can only activate once in the game. And once again, her second effect is whatever. She's not as awesome as, or like the morning encounter Yui is not that good, but I think she's a little worse than the morning encounter Yui because once again, you already have a really good level 2 game plan, but also because she doesn't have Encore. She has this really shitty Encore, but it's not really um, reliable, unlike morning encounter Yui where she just has hand Encore right off the bat. They on offense she's strong, but on defense she's really weak, and if you don't level up, then she has no Encore essentially, so she'll just die, and that's not really awesome. So overall, don't run any of these level 2s. This morning encounter Yui, it's kind of cool, but I'm hoping they get something better. Party guess right, Yui's like, I'm just hoping they get something better than this. I mean, it does have some potential, but I don't want to resort to something like this. Just something, I want something more reliable. So yeah, overall, pretty cool day for animal decks, especially this level 3 Yui. I think this alone makes it really awesome. These two kind of cool, but we'll see. Man, I just love the art on this card. I just love the art in To Love or Darkness. I'm sure we all like the art on the To Love or Darkness cards. But anyways, on to the next day. We got 00500R, the second Eternal Queen EO, Striker, and Queen. So I guess she's like super popular because she's like winning fucking pageants. And I guess Satoka is pretty popular since they both got really good cards. And, the good cards, the most popular character always get the good cards, right? Anyways, Striker and Queen trait. When the damage this card deal is cancelled, you may place this card to your stock. Kinda cool, I guess. And she's a level 0 stock Suicider. Pretty awesome. Yellow, like I said last week, I think yellow is definitely solidified to be the best color in School Girl Strickers. Them gaining a stock Suicider, always nice. Having Suiciders in your deck, always good. This one, no exception. Kinda sucks that she sits at a 500 base power, but she is a stock Suicider, and she does have a pretty nifty ability. The first auto ability may not always be. It's kind of cool when the damage this card is cancelled. Place it to your stock. Not bad. Why not gain a free stock? Why not gain a free stock when her damage is cancelled? So yeah, overall this EO really awesome. Pretty much I would say staple in your up and coming Schoolgirl Strikers deck, mainly for the stock Suicider and the pretty nifty free stock gain when her damage is cancelled. So yeah. And of course, you can use this with climaxes to make it more probable that her first effect will happen. You can attack an empty border, play a 1k 1 soul. She'll attack for 3 soul. If it gets cancelled, cool. Gain a free stock out of it. Why not? So this EO pretty awesome. And of course, you can suicide into something, then put her to your stock. So she killed one of your opponent's character, and if her damage was cancelled, put her to your stock. So yeah, overall this EO is pretty awesome. I like it a lot. So I would definitely consider this to be a staple in your up and coming yellow Schoolgirl Strikers deck. Next up, 001500R Bright Stage Satoka. Striker and Detective. What she does is auto, when it's played from hand to stage, choose one of your level 2 or greater characters that gets plus 3k for the turn. Pretty substantial boost. Another ability, when this card is played from hand to stage, you may pay cost, which is pay 1, discard a card. If you do, search your deck for one striker character, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Hey, not too bad. Like I was saying, maybe Schoolgirl Strikers yellow would not have a lot of search, and if that was the case, maybe this captain event would be good. But now it seems like they have an okay searcher. Of course, the 1-0 Satoka combo is really good, but having a little more searching and discard outlet is always nice. So this Satoka, not too bad. Your generic pay 1, discard, search. Lots of sets have it. So, and it's never really a bad thing. It's never like, fantastic. So Satoka, not too bad. You can definitely consider running a couple of these in your yellow Schoolgirl Striker decks, and you can't go wrong. You can run 1, 2 of these. I don't really think you need 3. I would say run one or two of these Satokas, not too bad at all. You can search out for of course, the 1-0 Satoka when you want a climax combo. You can search out the free refresh. You grab the 3-2 Yumi, 3-2 Io, what have you. A lot of really good cards you can grab with her because yellow seems to be like such a strong color. Seems really good. Her on-play ability also quite nice. Giving a level 2 or greater plus 3k, pretty good, especially because they have level 3s that can come out at level 2. Both the Hazuki and the what's her name, Hazuki and Yumi can come out at level 2. Those level 3s can come out at level 2, so that's quite nice. But you also have the 2-1 free refresh, so you have a decent amount of targets starting at level 2 for her on-play ability. And, like I said, 3k power, pretty substantial. So overall, not too shabby of a card. Next up, 1-1 6k uncommon, Bright Stage Yui, Striker and Maiden. This card is whatever. She is Experience 2. If you have Experience 2, this card gains plus 500 power and Clock Encore. Like I said many times, getting Experience 2 by level 1, really easy to do, so pretty much it'll be a 1-1-6-5 with Clock Encore, which isn't too shabby. Another ability, when your other blue characters declare an attack, gets plus 1k till the end of the turn. So not too bad. If she's the last one to attack, she'll be a 1-1-8-5, which is okay, and on defense she's a 1-1-6-5, which is okay, but she does have Clock Encore, making her all that much more tough and makes her more likely to stay on the field. So overall, for an uncommon, I definitely don't think she's bad. I could see her being ran in the upcoming blue School Girl Striker decks. You can run like one or two of these, and I don't think it's too bad. Especially for an uncommon, I don't think you can complain. It's okay. Anyways, next up we got this 2-2-8k common. 2-2 right off the bat, big flag that it kind of sucks, and it's a common. However, she has 2 soul. She's Striker and Detective. Continuous for every marker underneath the card, it gets plus 4k power and the curry bread trait. Continuous, this card cannot be chosen as targets by your opponent's card effect, which is quite nice. Auto, when the card declares an attack with the climax legendary curry bread, which is this 2 soul right here, and you have 4 more other yellow characters, you may place the top card of your deck and place it underneath this card as a marker. Well, right off the bat, I would automatically say that you're not going to be running this card just because she is reliant on a climax combo. And for yellow, we've already seen probably the best climax combos that they have to offer. One being the Satoka climax combo, and the other one being the Io climax combo, the one that we talked about in the last video, that gives all your characters burn 1 on cancel. You're probably going to be running 4 of both of those, and if that's the case, you don't really have room for any other climax combos. This one I don't think is better than those 2, so I honestly see this card having no hope of making it into your yellow School Girl Strikers deck, because like those other 2 climax combos are just way too powerful. So right off the bat, that pretty much gives this Satoka no chance of being played, and yeah, like that off the bat's just like it kills this card. But I mean, if you do get this combo off, you get a 2-2 12k. Untargetable by your opponent's card effects, which is cool, but do keep in mind she still like dies to Suiciders if your opponent runs like a level 2 Suicider, which is pretty uncommon nowadays, but if they do happen to run it, then your Satoka is going to get wrecked. It's just not very good. Like, she's 2-2 12k, which is like okay. At level 3, that's still pretty scary. She can't be targeted by opponent's card effects, so she can't be like anti-damage, and she can't be wind triggered, which is pretty awesome. And you can get more markers. Like there's no limit. It doesn't say like there's a limit to how many markers it can get. Every time she attacks with the climax, and you have 4 more other yellow characters, you get a marker. So you can keep getting markers, and she'll just keep getting fatter and fatter, which is pretty awesome. But still, I would just stray away from this card. Just run the other really strong climax combos you have, and I think you'll be better off. Next up, we got 1-1 1500R, White School Swimsuit Nemesis, Transformation and Dongo. So it looks like Nemesis will be joining the Transformation archetype for yellow, green, 2-level Darkness decks, which is pretty scary if you think about it, them getting more support, getting another character to fit into their arsenal. But anyways, she's a 500 backup, pay 1, 500 backup. However, when you use this card's backup, choose one of your battling characters. It gets power plus X until the end of the turn, where X is the number of suite or dongle characters you control multiplied by 500. Not very good because the suite characters in this set are Mia, and the dongle characters in this set I assume are now going to be Nemesis. So pretty much you give the character plus 500 power for every Mia and dongle, or I'm sorry, Mia and Nemesis on the field. I don't really think that's good because first of all, the really good cards for yellow green are Transformation and Housework, which is both Mikon and Yami, which this card does not synergize with. Also, like the Mia cards are pretty whatever. You don't run that many Mia cards in the current Two Love for Darkness deck, anyways. And so far, we haven't seen much good Nemesis cards, so we can't really say how good this is. But also on top of all this, Two Love for Darkness already has a really good backup, which is Ribbon Wrapped Mia. Oops, wrong card. That card's really good too, but they already have a good 102k backup, which works for Transformation and Houseworks. It works for Transformations, being Mia, and works with the Houseworks, which works with fucking Yami, or not Yami, Mikon. So yeah, there's really no point in this backup. We already have a really good backup, and this card synergizes with two characters that aren't very good. So just stick with the Ribbon Wrap Mia, because it's just a lot more better. Like, if you have a full field of Suites and Dongo, this is a 3k backup, right? Because if you have 5 Suite or Dongos, that's 2-5. And then, yeah, it'll be a 1-1-3k backup, which is pretty ridiculous. But, I mean, let's be honest. The Transformation and Housework characters are just a lot better. So, just stick with the 1-0-2k Mia backup, and I don't think you can go wrong. Next up, we got 00500 Uncommon School Swimsuit Yami, quite sexy. Transformation and Taiyaki. When this card is played from hand to stage, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a Transformation or Housework card, this card gains +1 soul till the end of the turn. And she bonds with the real Mia, which we'll talk about in just a second, right here. Yeah, I guess we should talk about the other card first, huh? So the real Mia, 10500. Or, I'm sorry, 105k uncommon, Transformation and Suites. Climax combos with this Flare trigger, which is right off the bat not very good. When the Climax, my own path, is placed on the Climax border, and this card is on your center stage, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a Transformation or Housework character, you may choose one of your opponent's level 0 or lower character and place it to its owner's stock. If you do, place the bottom card of your opponent's stock to the waiting room, and this card gains +1k power till the end of the turn. And my own path is this Climax common Flare trigger. Mia looks pretty cute right here. But anyways, right off the bat, just like Satoka, like I said, the Climax combo lineup for yellow-green has already solidified. To beat the current Climax combos that Two Love for Darkness yellow-green has, it's gotta be really, 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 really freaking strong. And I don't think this card's Climax combo is strong enough to beat the green Mikon combo that Two Love for Darkness currently has. And if that's the case, there's no real point in running this card, because this card is completely useless without her Climax combo. However, I guess for just to talk about this card, I mean, it's honestly not that bad of a Climax combo. You play the Flare trigger, or she being a 105k, it's not too bad. It's like your generic 105k number, so her numbers are okay. Her Climax combo is not too bad because it's costless. If you do successfully hit it, you kill one of your opponent's level 0 or lower character, and you can't choose any slot on their stage, so you can choose the back row, which would be pretty awesome. You disrupt their back row. You place it to their stock, and of course they lose a stock out of it, so they don't gain any stock out in the process. And in the process, you might dig one of their climaxes deeper, which is cool. And she gets +1k, so she hits okay numbers. She'll be a 106k thanks to the Climax, and if you do get her Climax combo successfully off, she'll be a 107k, and you killed off one of your opponent's back row character, which is pretty nice as well. So, like, for an uncommon, her Climax combo is okay, and she's Transformation as Suites, which is also nice. So, like, honestly, for an uncommon, this Mia is okay, but the green Mikon Climax combo right now is so strong. There's like this card is not beating that, and you're not gonna run two level 1 climax combos. You know what I mean? In the end, you're better off with the Mekon climax combo that we currently have, and yeah, there's honestly because of that Mekon, there's no point in running this Mia. And if you're not running this Mia, then obviously the 0-0 Yami's playability goes down by a lot because you lose the bond ability. And Yami's first ability, gaining a free stock or gaining +1 soul if you reveal a transformation housework character, isn't enough to play this. I mean, you can, like, these two do have some nice synergy, which I think is kind of cool. You can use the clock bond first, and then you can use the first ability afterwards. So, like, you play Yami, you clock bond for Mia, then you resolve the first effect, you reveal top. If it's a transformation housework character, she gets +1 soul. That's cool because then you play Mia, then you climax, and the Yami has already confirmed what your top card is, so it makes the Mia's climax combo much more reliable, which is pretty cool. Has some cool synergy right there, but still, I don't think it's worth it in the end just because of how strong the current Mekon climax combo is. And that Mekon is only an R, it's not like a double R, so it's not like stupidly expensive. So I really don't see, like, it's a pretty cool uncommon little combo you got going on. But I would just say stick to the Mekon climax combo because it's just way better. Next up, we got Nemesis right here. 1055 uncommon, Truth of the Darkness Nemesis, transformation and Dango. Continuous for every level 0 or lower character you control. It gets +500 power. Auto, when this card reverses its opponent, or when this card is reversed in battle, you may place one character from your waiting room, or I'm sorry, your opponent may place one character from your waiting room to the top of your deck. So this Nemesis can hit pretty high numbers. If you have full field of level 0, she'll be a 1075. And because of that, of course, she must have a demerit. Her demerit is pretty substantial. Your opponent chooses any character in your waiting room and places it on top of your deck. So they guarantee 1 damage right off the top of your deck, which is pretty scary. But also, like, having a full field of level 0s isn't that likely in Two Love Darkness because they have a really good 1-0 assist, which is this 1-1 assist. I'm sorry, not a 1-0 assist. This 1-1 assist right here. This 1-1 assist, pretty much staple. Gives a huge power with the tag key holder and gives your character hand encore. Really, really strong. If your back row isn't filled up with level 0s, she can't really hit her full potential ever. So this Nemesis can never really hit her full potential, which kind of sucks. And her downside is pretty substantial as well. I would say this Nemesis isn't really necessary. And once again, I think you're better off with the current level 1s that Two Love Darkness has. So unfortunate, but it's only uncommon, so, not that big of a deal. I mean, to be fair, I'm sure we were all expecting the yellow-green Two Love Darkness cards to be pretty lackluster because, like I said, they can't give them anything more, Like, they can't give too much to the yellow-green deck right now because it's just too strong. Anyway, 003k common, Precious Family Mia, transformation and sweets. Continuous, the card cannot declare a side attack. Continuous, this card gets power plus X, where X is the level of the character directly opposite of this card multiplied by 2000. This Mia is whatever. At level 0, she's pretty much a 003k that can't side attack, which is like not that good. If she's fighting level 1, she could be a 005k, which isn't too bad because she can actually put up a fight against these 1-0s. Against level 2, she's a 7k, which is like not that great. And at level 3, if she's fighting a level 3, she'll be a 009k, which is honestly, once again, not that strong. But for a common, this card is not too bad. But still, I'm hoping Two Love Darkness will get, or I'm hoping Yellow Green will get better level 0s than this because this one's not that good. Yeah, I would just say stick to the 0035 Mia from the trial deck that we currently have. I think that one is better. Next up, we got more level 3s for School Girl Strickers. However, this one's just an R. So 3-2-10k R, Coconut Vega, Ipuki Imina. I think this is the first time we've seen this girl. She has Striker and Karate trait. So continuous, if you experience 4 or greater, she gains the ability for every other Striker character you control. This card gains plus 500 power. She has an auto ability. This ability can only be activated once per turn. During the turn this card is played from hand to stage. When this card is damaged is cancelled, you may deal 1 to your opponent, so burn 1 on cancel. And she has another auto ability of when this card reverses its opponent in battle, you may place that character to its owner's stock. So Ibuki, I don't think she's too shabby at all, especially for an R. I think she's pretty solid. Experience 4 at level 3 or greater, or when you're level 3, having experience 4 or higher is very easy to do. So her first ability is always going to be active. For every striker character you control, she gets plus 100 power. So with a full field before assist, she'll be a 3/2 12k, which is pretty cool. She has the on play, burn 1 on cancel, which is always very nice to have. And lastly, when she kills an opponent's character, you may place that character to its owner's stock, which isn't too shabby. Actually, it's not that good because you're giving your opponent more stock. And giving your opponent more stock at level 3 is not very good because next turn they might just use that extra stock. Every stock at level 3 does start counting, and giving your opponent that extra stock can be really scary. But I mean, if you're getting rid of a very problematic card, it might be worthwhile. Like if you're getting rid of the Nisekoi player 3/2 Tachibana, it can be a good thing. Of course, Nisekoi does have a lot of way to salvage, so that might not actually be a good thing, but it may be useful in certain situations, but most of the time it probably won't be. But I think what makes this card pretty solid is the burn 1 on cancel. You can use this in conjunction with the level 3 EO we saw last week, and if you use this Ibuki with that level 3 EO we saw last week, she will have 2 stacks of burn 1 on cancel, so you got a little something like 2 Love for Darkness going on, and I think that could be pretty cool. So yeah, this Ibuki, I think it's okay, especially for an R. I don't think she's too bad. Maybe like your level 3 lineup can be like 4 Yumi, 3 EOs, and 1 Ibuki. That's like 8 level 3s, that's not too bad. Or you could go like 3 Yumis, 3 EOs, and 2 Ibukis. Or maybe you could go like 4 Yumis, 3 EOs, and 2 Ibukis because, this set is pretty experience reliant. You could use one of the Ibukis as experience fodder. Who knows? So yeah, this Ibuki, I don't think it's too bad at all, especially for an R. I think you could run 1 or 2 of these, or 3 of these, if you want to use it as experience fodder maybe. And I don't think you can go wrong. So yeah, not too bad. Next up, 2/1/2/5 uncommon former legendary delinquent Imina, Striker, and Karate. So first of all, she's a 2/5 backup. However, when you use this card's backup, if all your characters are yellow, you may place the top card of your deck to your stock. So she's like a free 2/5 backup essentially, but you gain a blind stock, and like I said many times, that blind stock might fuck you up. So this card, I think it's pretty whatever. I probably would just stick to a 2/1/3k backup, to be completely honest, just because I just think it's more reliable. I think that extra 500 power can be pretty significant, and I don't think like the blind stock can be cool, but it might screw you up because if that blind stock ended up being a climax, that kind of screwed you up. So especially because you're using it on defense, you back up, you gain the blind stock. If that blind stock was a climax, you would have canceled, but because you put that climax in your stock, you didn't cancel, and that might have hurt you a lot. Of course, if the blind stock you gain was a character, then it does compress you by 1, which is awesome, etc., etc. Still, I would probably stick to a 2/1/3k backup. Next up, we got 0035 common Fireworks Imina, Striker, and Karate. When this card is played from hand to stage, place the top card of your deck to the waiting room. If that card is a climax, place this card to your stock. And this card is not that great. Play from hand to stage, you hit a climax, go to your stock. Getting the stock can be cool and all, but I mean, it might screw you up at your level 0 game, and nobody wants to have a bad level 0 game, Having a good level 0 game gives you a good leeway to a smooth, nice level 1, etc., etc. So I would just stick to better level 0s than this, in my opinion. I would say just run something better. It's a little too dangerous. Losing your character at level 0, not very good. You get a free stock out of it, but I mean, if she stayed on the field, you would have got a free stock anyways, because her attack gives you a free stock, and you would have dealt damage to your opponent in the process. And yeah, I would just say, and you would have something on the field for your opponent to deal with. So I would say just run better cards. I mean, it's only a common for a reason. Next up, 003k uncommon Poker Face Mari, Striker, and Cool. Continues, if you have no other character, she gets plus 2k, which is pretty damn significant, being a 005k. Auto, during the start of your opponent's draw phase, reveal the top card of your deck, and your opponent may place that card may place the top card of your deck to the top or to the bottom. So Poker Face Mari, kind of cool. If she's the only character on the field, she's a 005k, which is pretty substantial. However, she has to be the only character on the field. She still dies to Suicider, and her drawback can be pretty significant. Start your opponent's draw phase. They pretty much can guarantee a damage off the top of your deck, or they can make it so you will cancel, and sometimes you want your opponent to cancel at level 0, because that way you keep them stuck at level 0, and if you keep them stuck at level 0 and they don't have any level 0s in your hand, they might be forced to pass or be forced to do a very weak play, and if they do that, then your opponent can just shit on you next turn. So this Mari gives your opponent way too much damage control at the level 0 game, in my opinion, and her drawback works at all stages of the game. Like, if you draw into her, like level 1, level 2, level 3, you play her, and if she survives, your opponent, they get to actually use her auto ability, which is not good. So she doesn't scale really well. She doesn't scale well into the later portion of the game, and at level 0, she can actually fuck you up instead of helping you out. So in the end, I would say stray away from this Poker Face Mari. I'd rather run this level 0 Imina, to be completely honest. The damage control your opponent gets is just too strong. Next up, 003k, common, vanilla, striker, and cool, fireworks Mari. She's just too cool to enjoy the fireworks, man. She's just like, man, I'm too cool for this. Anyways, next up, 002k, common, center of information, Akko, striker, and use. Continues, if you have 2 or more other striker characters, this card gains plus 1k power and the information trait. Auto, when this card declares an attack, choose 2 of your striker characters, they get plus 500 power and the information trait until the end of the turn. So this Akko is not that great. 2 or more striker characters, she gets plus 1k, which isn't really going to happen at level 0 very often. Having 3 characters at level 0, it's definitely possible, but it doesn't happen all the time. And even if you do get it off, she'll only be 3k power, which is like whatever. Her on attack ability is okay, giving 2 of your striker characters plus 500 power. Not really relevant at the level 0 stage of the game, just because at level 0 you're not gonna have 3 characters in your front row most of the time. But I mean, after level 0 it does become more probable. Level 1, level 2, level 3, that extra 500 power can be quite useful. But I don't know if that's quite necessary, because this set has a lot of power up as it is. Like the level 0 assist we saw in the first week, gave like 1k during your own turn. The level 0 mana brainstorm gets the level 1 brainstorm mana we talked about like a couple weeks back gives your sitter character 1500 power. Like the level 0 Satoka gives 3k power. I don't think the additional 500 power is exactly necessary in this set. And so, in the end, this card I don't think is very necessary. I think you can run better cards than this, but it's okay. Next up, we got this pretty awesome card, 1/1 1500 uncommon, fireworks, Akko, striker, and use. First of all, she's a pay 1 1500 backup, but of course she does have another ability, which is really awesome. When you use this card's backup, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a striker character, add it to your hand, then discard 1 card from your hand to your waiting room. Pretty much like the Leafa backup, except on a 1/1 1500. The Leafa backup, I'm sure we all know, very, very good. Leafa backup out both in... Is it out in US? Yeah, I think it's out in US, so out in both US and JP. Leafa backup, real lifesaver, reveal the top card. So if it's a character, add to your hand. If it's a character, you pretty much compress by 1, and that extra compress at level 3 can actually be a pretty big deal. So, and if it's not a striker character, if it's like a climax, no big deal. You don't get the benefit of the hand fix, but you do cancel, which is nice. So this card is a really good lifesaver, just like the Leafa backup. Leafa backup staple for a good reason. This fireworks Akko, I'm sure will do the same. So run 2 of these, run 3 of these. I would say 2. Run 2 of these, and it should be very useful to you. Next up, To Lover Darkness. Time for the Alien Sisters. So we got 1065R, China Dress Nana, Alien and Animal. Continues, when the level of the character directly opposite of this card is greater than the level of this card cannot declare a front attack. Pretty whatever, we've seen cards like this a lot. Her being 1065 is not too bad, or is actually good. 1065 is kind of as good as it gets. Her downside isn't that bad, especially because, there's not a lot of +1 level assists in the game. She can't front attack against characters that are higher level than her, but at level 1, that's not really a big deal because, like I said, a lot of people don't run +1 level backups, or no, I'm sorry, +1 level assist. So most of the time, she will be able to front attack. At level 2, most players don't run a level 2 game; they run level 3s instead of level 2s. So if there's a level 3 in front of her, just don't make her, just move her to another border. You can just move her to the side. I'm sure your opponent will have a level 1 or 0 in the front row for this Nana to deal with. The 1-0 game for Two Love for Darkness Alien Sisters isn't very good. So this Nana, it's okay. You can, I'm sure she will help out the 1-0 game for the Alien Sisters. It's alright. So you can run like 2, 3, maybe 3, 4 of these. Actually, I'm not too sure. I haven't really experimented much with the alien deck, so I can't really say. But I mean, it's okay because like I said, in the meta right now, 1-0s super abundant. Level 3s come out at level 2, but just don't make her front attack a level 2, or just don't make her front attack a level 3. Just make her attack something else, and you should be okay. So this Nana, it's all right. And China dresses. I'm kind of a big fan of Chinese dresses, so another plus for this card to me. Anyways, we got this Momo. Damn, these streak of lights getting in our way again. Anyways, a heart that believes, Momo, alien, and plant. Auto, when your other a heart that believes Nana declares an attack, and this card is on your center stage, you may choose one of your opponent's level 0 or lower center stage character, place it to its owner waiting room. A heart that believes Nana is a 0025 common right here, animal and plant. Same thing, when your other a heart that believes Momo declares an attack, and this card is on your center stage, you may choose one of your opponent's level 0 or lower center stage character, place it to his owner's waiting room. These two, what the hell? Why is this one an uncommon and why is this one a common? Does that really matter? Like, they both do the exact same thing. What? Why is there this rarity difference? They should have just both been common, right? Maybe Momo is more popular, so they made her an uncommon. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But anyways, this pair of cards, it's whatever. They both have to be in the front row for them to do anything because, like it says, they have to be on the center stage. They're both in the front row when when this one attacks and you have Nana on the field. You kill one of your opponent's level 0 characters, which can be kind of cool. However, do keep in mind you have to kill a character in the front row, and I mean that is actually pretty relevant nowadays because there are so many runners. So if you have both of these sisters out, you can kill runners really easily, which can be quite awesome. But do keep in mind you have to draw into both of these, and they both have to be in the front row, which might not always be good, and like they kind of scale poorly into the level 1 and 2 and 3 stage of the game. So I don't think it's very good. For level 0 lineup, you could just run like the runner Lala from the first set. What is it, this one? Yeah, this one right here. I mean, they already have a 3-5 runner. Well, kind of a runner. Her condition can be kind of difficult to me, but still, they have a 3-5 runner. I think that's good enough. I really don't think you need these two. Kind of sexy, this art, but still, I really don't think these two are necessary. Speaking of Lala, we got her right here, 1045 uncommon, Gentle Thoughts Lala, Alien and Science. When your other Alien or Science declares an attack, this card gets plus 50 power until the end of the turn. This Lala, it's okay. On offense, she could be a 1075, which is not too shabby at all. You can definitely force a backup out of your opponent, 1075, which is okay. On defense, she's really weak, however, her being a 1045. Like I said with Yui, 1045, really, really weak. Makes it really susceptible to on-reverse climax combos, especially at level 1, and that is very relevant nowadays, so kind of scary. She's only uncommon, so I mean, for an uncommon, she's okay, sitting at 1075. But on defense, being 4-5, it's whatever. It's not the greatest 1-0. You could run like 1 or 2 of these, because 1075 on offense is still pretty respectable, but still, I'm hoping to see better 1-0s from the Alien Sisters as the leagues go on. Next up, we got this fairly interesting card right here. Oh damn, she's only a common, but anyways, 2-1 common 7-5. Naive Little Devil Lala. Oh man, I thought she was at least an uncommon. Anyways, auto. She's level assist in front. And actually, no, I'm sorry, no, she's not. A 7/5 level assist. What the hell? Anyways, auto. When it's played from hand to stage, this card gets power plus X, where X is the number of alien or science characters you control multiplied by 500. She has an auto ability. During the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may pay cost, which is pay 1, discard 1, kiss what lies beyond a kiss from your hand to the waiting room. And of course, that is this gate right here. So pretty much during the start of your opponent's attack phase, you can pay 1, discard this gate from your hand. If you do, choose up to 1 Gentle Thoughts Lala from your waiting room and return it to your hand, which was the 1-0 we just talked about. Then choose one of your opponent's characters, and it gains the following ability until the end of the turn. This card cannot deal any damage to players. So a fairly interesting card. Well, first of all, when she's played from hand to stage and you have a full field of alien or science, which you're going to have in an aliens or science 2 Lovely Darkness deck, she will be what, a 2/1 10k, which is like whatever. And so like her on play ability is whatever, and her climax combo is kind of cool. You know, pretty much making one of your opponent's character being unable to deal damage to you can be really good, especially at level 3. You know, can be a real lifesaver. But still, like the condition to do so is like, it's meh. You have to pay 1, discard a card, or you have to pay 1, discard a gate, or you have to specifically discard this gate from your hand. Like that's like already kind of weird. You have to, I believe, you have to salvage the Lala from your waiting room to your hand because it's in like one sentence. Because if you do choose 1 Gentle Thought Lala from your waiting room, return it to your hand, then choose one of your opponent's character, it gets it gets the following ability. So you have to salvage a Lala from your hand, which might not always be that might not always be the case. If you don't have a Lala in your waiting room, you can't actually resolve her you can't resolve her ability to the full extent. And if you don't resolve her ability to the full extent, it's not very good. And you give one of your opponent's character anti-damage. It's like, I don't know, to be completely honest, I don't really think this is very necessary. If you wanted to run the anti-damage backup, like if you wanted anti-damage, you could honestly splash yellow into your red alien sister deck, because, you know, I'm sure we all know they already have an anti-damage backup. And like there are yellow aliens, you know, they're not the greatest cards, but there are yellow aliens like this Kyoko Kirisaki, and there's more yellow aliens which I'm not going to pull out, but like honestly, if you really wanted anti-damage, you could have already gotten it into Love Through Darkness. And because of that, I really don't think this is the case. I really don't think you need this card. Like, without her climax combo, she's pretty mediocre. Her timing is her combo's a little specific. You gotta be running this gate, and you gotta salvage this Lala, which is like whatever. And they already have a pretty good gate climax combo with the level 3 Momo. Right here, she already combos with a gate, and her combo is alright. So I don't think you need another gate. And if you want anti-damage, like I said, you could have already splashed it into your 2 Lovely Darkness deck. So, and having an anti-damage backup is definitely a much more surprising, and the surprise factor is always really important. So, this Mina, or this Lala, I really don't think she's necessary. The gate is pretty sexy. I think Momo's the best alien. Lala, she's okay, not my type, but still, gotta respect the art on this. But still, I think they could use a better climax combo than this one, because I don't think it's that good, and doesn't really fill any holes that they didn't, like, it doesn't really fill anything that they needed, you know, so, hoping they get something better. Anyways, next day, 1055 PR, SD Subame, Striker and Mystery. What the hell does the SD stand for? I don't know. Anyways, continues the card cannot declare a side attack. When this card is played from hand to stage, this card has plus 1500 power until the end of the turn. Subame is okay. 1-0. Well, pretty much when she's played from hand to stage, she'll be a 1-0-7k, which is okay. She cannot declare a side attack, but hey, who really cares? Because on offense, she's a 107k. You're probably going to be using that 107k power to punch something pretty kind of hard. Pretty respectable number for a 1-0. And if she survives, on defense, she's okay, sitting at a 1-0-5-5. Vanilla power, definitely not too bad at all. In my opinion, not too bad of a PR. Decent defense and pretty good on offense. She cannot side attack, but I think we can get over that. And you could just you could front attack most things because, like I said, on offense for the turn when she's playing right-handed stage, she's 7K, 5/5 on defense, not too bad. And if she does survive, being 1055 on offense, it's okay in today's standard. So, pretty good PR. Next up, we got a 213K backup, your generic 3K backup. If you want to run it, go ahead. She looks kind of chunky in this picture, not as slim as she looks in her other arts, like this one and this one. I don't know, maybe it's the face, but I don't know. She kind of looks a little chunky in this one. But I mean, it's just a little chibi art, so what can you do? Anyway, 002K PR, SD Hazuki, Striker, and Sexy. When the card declares an attack, choose one of your characters. It gets power plus X, where X is the soul of that character multiplied by 1000. So at the very least, this Hazuki will give a 1k boost because every character has one soul. And from there, it can go higher. You know, if they have 2 souls, if they're level 3s, you can give them 2k power, etc., etc. It's an okay PR. Yeah, it's an okay PR in my opinion. Not as good as Tsubame in my opinion, but if you wanted like other level 0 yellow utility cards, this Hazuki I guess can't fit the bill. But like I said with Anko or Akko, they already have a lot of power boosting cards, so I don't know if you need any more. But still, this Hazuki is okay, and she looks. This art's kind of cute. Next up, 105K PR, SD Nihol, Striker, and Lady. Auto, this ability can be activated once per turn. When using act ability, this card gets plus 1500 power until the end of the turn. I'm sure the idea behind this card, oops, spoilers, was to synergize it with the Isari and the Kagari right here, since both of these do have act abilities, and they do synergize with Nihol, the character Nihol, I should say. I'm sure the idea behind that was to synergize with those 2 cards. So when you use a startup, she gets plus 1500 power, so on offense, she can be a 1065, which is okay. You know, and if you're running the Isari Kagari sister deck thingy, you can definitely accomplish her auto ability at least once per turn. And of course, she does work on defense. When you use a backup, she can gain the 1500 power as well. So once again, an okay PR in my opinion. Lastly, 002K PR SD Aoi, Striker and Swordsmanship. Place 2 of your Striker characters to rest. Choose one character, gets plus 2k power until the end of the turn. Once again, not too bad of a PR, giving plus 2k power, not too shabby at all. Tap 2, if you're not tapping your back row for the turn for like brainstorming or something, why not use it to give an additional 2k power? 2k power, pretty substantial, so not too bad at all. Next up, we got some fairly interesting cards. 1025R Modern Animal Trait. When this card is played from your hand to your stage, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a animal or spirit character, choose up to 2 of your opponent's cost 0 or lower character, and those characters do not stand in your opponent's next stand phase. So this model, quite interesting. It's like, if you reveal the top, if it's an animal or spirit card, 2 of your opponent's cost 0 or lower characters do not stand. And I'm sure we all know, but the animal characters are of course Modon himself, Yui, as you see here, animal, 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 and the other animal cards are, well, like I said, Nana, and of course Haruna, as you see here, animal. So obviously meant for your animal deck. And there are, if you're running a pure animal deck, then Modon's ability to go off is quite high. You can also reveal the spirit cards. The spirit characters are only this Oshizu right here, and her cards in the past were pretty bad, but hey, maybe this time around won't be so good. But the fact that he synergizes with animal cards right off the bat is pretty interesting, and if you do successfully hit it, then you choose one of your opponent's cost 0 or lower characters. Oh, excuse me. Whoops, had a phone call. But anyways, this Modon, fairly interesting. Works, you know, it actually works with most of the deck. And making 2 of your opponent's cost 0 or lower characters being unable to stand can be quite significant, because I'm sure, as we all know, you know, pretty much every good deck runs plus brainstorms, and plus brainstorms do need to tap for them to go off. And most plus brainstorms are cost 0. You know, there's no 2-1 plus brainstorm, 3-2 plus brainstorm. Maybe in the future, but right now, there could be one that I can't think of. Actually, there's a 2-1 brainstorm in Haruhi, right? Actually, I don't know. Actually, I could be crazy, but still. So pretty much, you should have a pretty decent target most of the time, since most back row do consist of a brainstorm of some kind, and you know sometimes those yeah, so like most back rows do consist of a brainstorm, and if you can deny your opponent brainstormer from standing for a turn, it can be pretty cool. You know, like every strong deck has a cost 0 brainstorm, right? Like Sword Art Online, Guilty Crown, Love Live, um, To Love or Darkness itself. Can be pretty cool. Denying your opponent's cost 0 lower characters who's not being unable to stand, I think that in itself is pretty worthwhile. Like, you know, as the game goes on, and you can even target your opponent's front row character. Like, you can target one back row character. Like, if that back row, like if that plus brainstorm is a tap itself back row, you could just, you know, tap the soul brainstormer itself, and maybe tap an opponent's front row character. If you don't plan to kill one of your opponent's front row character, you can just leave it in rest, and so that way it's pretty much useless till your opponent's next turn, which I think can be pretty interesting. So overall, I think this model is really interesting. The only downside to this model, in my opinion, is its low power, being a 2/5. I think that's like the worst part about this card. But besides that, I think it's quite interesting. Um, you know, I definitely don't think it's a staple card by any means. But maybe you could like run one or two of these. Maybe like one of these monos. I think that'd be kind of cool, you know. So I love, but like I said, he's such low power, which is a real buzzkill. But if he was like a 105k with his ability, I think that'd be really good. But overall, Madon, I think he's a pretty interesting dude. I think it's a dude. I don't know what this dog is. I'm sure it's a dude, but maybe you could run one, and it'd be pretty interesting. But if you don't want to run any, I'm sure that'll be just fine as well. So pretty interesting tech card. Next up, we got the Spirit Girl, 1045R External Contract Oshizu, Spirit and Esper. Auto, when the card declares an attack with the climax concentrated psychokinesis, which is this +2 soul, if I recall correctly. Yep, +2 soul. Reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is an animal or spirit character, this card gets +4k power until the end of the turn. Then choose one of your opponent's level 0 or lower character, and that character does not stand during your opponent's next stand phase. And she has Clock Encore. Oshizu is whatever. Pretty much, you attack with the +2 soul. Reveal top. If it's an animal or spirit, she gets +4k power, and you choose one of your opponent's level 0 or lower character. It doesn't stand. Like I said, lots of brainstormers nowadays. Most brainstormers are level 0, so I'm sure she will hit most decks. You know, not every deck has a level 0 brainstorm. You know, prime example could be Love Live. I say could be because, you know, most of the time most people run the 0/0 Rin brainstorm now, but you know, some decks still run the Nico brainstorm or the Umi brainstorm. Another prime example this card probably won't hit will be the yellow School Girl Strickers deck, since the brainstormer is the 1/0 mana. So this card, the cards it can hit is not as good as Madon, since Madon can hit cost 0s. Oshizu hitting level 0s isn't as good. So this Oshizu honestly is like whatever. You reveal an Animal Spirit, she gets +4k, so she'll be 8/5, which is kind of cool. And she has Clock Encore on top of that, which is also nice to have. But still, it doesn't actually generate you any advantage. The combo can whiff, and it combos with the +2 soul, you know, +2 soul being super hit or miss. I don't really think you should be running her. Also, her traits are bad. She's Spirit and Esper, so that off the bat isn't very good, because she herself synergizes with Animal, which is really good, but the Animal cards don't synergize with her, you know? Like, I guess I'll pull one out, for example. Like the level 3 Haruna, she only works when a animal or plant character attacks. Doesn't really work with Oshizu. Another card is like Wedding Dress Haruna. When she attacks, you reveal an animal or plant, you add it to your hand. Doesn't synergize with Oshizu, so in the end, I would not run this Oshizu. A, because her climax combo is not that great, and B, her traits are really bad. That's like a big thing that puts this card way, way behind. Like I said, she synergizes with the animals, but the animals don't synergize with her, except Modon. Only Modon synergizes with her. But the other animal cards, in this set doesn't synergize with her, so that doesn't make it as good. So in the end, I would just stray away from this Oshizu, just run something better. Let me put my phone on silent. Anyways, on to the next card. We got 2/1/2/5 uncommon throbbing happenings. Oshizu, Spirit, and Esper. So once again, her being Spirit and Esper already puts her far behind. Auto, once played from hand to stage, you may pay cost, which is 1. If you do, reveal 1 animal or spirit character, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Another auto ability, when this card is played from hand to stage, you may pay cost, which is place 1 Modon from your waiting room to the bottom of this card, face down to serve as a marker. If you do, deal 1 damage to all players. So Oshizu, I think, is a pretty fun card, mainly for the second ability. Her being able to deal 1 damage to both you and your opponent, I think it's pretty awesome. Pretty similar to like that Haruka from Idolmaster. Pretty awesome card in my opinion. However, so I think that in itself makes this Oshizu kind of cool. But do keep in mind, for her to actually work, you have to use a Modon to serve underneath her as a marker. And like I said, Modon isn't really a staple card in my opinion. He's like a tech card, and because he's a tech card, like having a Modon in your waiting room when you play her from your hand to your stage may not always be that might not always happen, you know. And if he's not in the waiting room, then she's a pretty underwhelming card. She does have a search ability, but the search ability is like whatever. It costs 2 in total, 1 to play her and 1 when she's played from your hand to your stage. So you're paying 2 to search your deck, which is okay. It's pretty standard. And most importantly, her power is very low. So Oshizu, I think she's really cool. I think her second ability can be pretty strong, dealing 1 damage to both players. Can be really good. But, you know, her traits, her low power, and the fact that she synergizes with more of a tech card, in my opinion, I think sets her back pretty hard. So I would not run this card, to be honest. I think it's really fun, but still, I wouldn't run this. Next up, 001K common, tracking Oshizu, Spirit, and Esper. God damn, why does she have so many cards? Anyways, assist all your level 0 or lower characters in front of it, gets plus 15 to your power, which is pretty damn strong. Auto, when this card is played from hand to stage, look at the top card of your deck and place it on top or to the bottom of your deck. So Oshizu, plus 1500 power to your level 0s, really good at level 0. I'm sorry, buddy. Anyways, man, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, giving level 0s plus 1500 power, pretty good, but not very good because it's only good at level 0. Her auto ability is her play from hand to stage ability, obviously is meant to synergize with their other cards like Oshizu and Modon. You know, they are dependent on revealing the top card of your deck, which is pretty useful because if they don't successfully go off, then they're pretty much useless. So obviously this Oshizu is meant to work with that. And I think she can be kind of okay with like this wedding dress Haruna because when she attacks, you have to reveal an animal or plant. So she can't actually synergize with something like that. But still, I don't think it's very worthwhile because her assist ability is only good for the level 0 portion of the game. And I don't think that's good enough. She has a nice top check, which is cool, but still, don't think it's worth it because I just don't think it's very necessary. So maybe I'm sure you can run better things than this. I don't know. The blue-green animal deck is kind of lackluster. Yeah, actually, I think you could be running much better level 0s than this, like the Sitting Yui. Yeah, like Sitting Yui, for example. Pretty big substantial boost at level 0, which is kind of what Oshizu does, and she's a clock suicider. So I think like Yui is a lot better than this Oshizu. So the her top check is nice, but still I think there's better things you could be running. Now, lastly, 0035 common extrasensory perception Oshizu, Spirit, and Esper. Auto, once cards played from hand to stage, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a climax, place this card to your memory. Then during the start of your next draw phase, choose one extrasensory perception Oshizu from your memory and place it onto any border on your stage. This Oshizu, once again, her traits already put her far back, making her pretty much not good. And, she's a 0035 beater, however, like, it's whatever. You reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a climax, she goes to memory, then she comes back. So she's like Time Machine Miku, but not as good because Time Machine Miku can attack, then go to memory, and she comes back. However, Oshizu, she gets played from hand to stage, then she gets sent to memory, doing absolutely nothing, then she comes back, which is like really, really, really whatever. So I think there's better level 0 beaters you could be running than this, mainly because of the traits. Her Spirit and Esper trait are just too bad, so that alone I think makes her not good. So just run animal level 0 beaters and you'll be better. Like Yui. Anyways, that's it for Thursday. Man, these Oshizu cards. I don't know, why did you get so many cards? Is she important? I don't even know. Madon's cool, but that's really it. Anyways, on to Friday, of course. Very exciting. We got this 3295 double R Cat Ears Mode Nemesis Transformation and Dongo. So, a level 3 for 2 level Darkness Yellow Green. I mean, like I said, they couldn't give Yellow Green good cards, and so they gave. Actually, we'll just talk about this Nemesis first. So, Cat Ears Mode Nemesis Transformation and Dongo. When this card is played from your hand to stage, draw 2, ditch 1. So just like Yami. Auto ability. So this ability can only be activated once per turn. When the card declares an attack with the climax transformation defusion on your climax border, you may pay cost, which is pay 6. Discard 3 cards from your hand to your waiting room. Choose one of your other transformation or Donko characters from your stage and send it to the waiting room. That's like the most cost we've seen in a while. But anyways, if you do choose one Welcome to the Dream World Mia from your waiting room, place it onto any border of the stage, and place this card to stand. The card she combos with is a Wind Trigger, just like Yami. And Welcome to the Dream World Mia is a 00-1500R Transformation and Suite. Auto ability, when the damage this card deals is cancelled, you may place this card to your stock. And she has a resonance with the Cat Ears Mode Mia, or Cat Ears Mode Nemesis, which is level 3 we just talked about. When this card declares an attack, you may resonate, and if you do, this card gains +1 soul till the end of the turn. Well, I had to do something quickly. Anyways, completely forgot my train of thought. Think I was Whoa, I had to do something really quickly. Anyways, I think I'll just start over from the top. I'll just probably edit it. Anyways, this card, I don't think it's very good. It has a lot of competition with the 3-2 Yami. Level 3 Yami, good for many reasons. Untargetable, very important. Draw 2, ditch 1 makes it super consistent. And the climax combo, very devastating. And it is completely costless, which is very good. So, Nemesis got a lot of competition. She competes with Yami because they are both climax combos, and you don't want to run 2 level 3 climax combos. I mean, you can. How He does it, but How He doesn't really count. But anyways, you don't really want to have 2 level 3 climax combos, which both kind of do the same thing, which are both game enders. So, Nemesis, she's got some tough competition, because as we all know, Yami, one of the strongest climax combos right now. Nemesis is kind of similar. She combos with the Wind Trigger, which Yami does as well. Nemesis has the draw 2 ditch 1, which makes it very consistent, especially if you run Mia as well. Mia, I don't see you being ran in many decks, but sometimes I do see her. I think she does add a good decent amount of consistency. But anyways, her draw 2 ditch 1, just like Yami, makes it very consistent. She has a transformation trait, which is quite nice. So you can run her technically in the yellow-green decks because she does have the transformation trait. However, and she does game end just like Yami, so kind of similar. However, Nemesis, she doesn't have anti. She can't be targeted, which is a big deal. One of the reasons why Yami's so freaking annoying is because she's hexproof. Makes it very makes it pretty much impossible to deal with. You just kind of have to accept it. And like Nemesis, she is targetable, but most importantly, the cost is pretty ridiculous. You need to pay 6 and discard 3 cards. Paying 6, it is a lot. Technically, you're paying 8 because you have to pay 2 for Nemesis on top of the 6 for the auto ability. Of course, this cost is a lot lighter than it may seem because you can attack before using Nemesis climax combo because Nemesis timing is on attack, so you can attack with your other 2 characters, of course, which you should do because one of the costs is to kill off one of your characters. So attack with your other characters first, then attack with Nemesis, making it 2 stock lighter than it originally is, which is very nice because it does cost a whopping 6. However, do keep in mind you have to discard 3, and discarding 3 is a pretty big deal because you do have hand encore from though. Oops, not this one. Is it this one? No, it's the. I don't even know that in Yami's name. But anyways, they do have a 1/1 assist Yami, which is Is it this one? Yeah, they have a 1/1 assist, which is Hands Encore, which is actually pretty relevant, especially when you use it in conjunction with the anti-damage. Backup having a character to use anti-damage with these two, plus the plussing from Yami is very good. You can't really do that with Nemesis because you're discarding 3 cards from your hand, which is a pretty big deal. Discarding the 3 cards will deny you from hand encoring, and one of the cards you may be forced to discard may be the anti-damage backup, which is not very good because anti-damage is OP. So for those sole reasons alone, I don't think she's better than Yami, and why not run a better climax combo? Yami's already so good. So I don't think Nemesis makes the cut because she's targetable, and B, her cost is ridiculously high, and C, you have to discard a lot of cards, which makes it so you might not be able to hand encore and you might not be able to anti-damage. But the benefits you get out of it can be pretty good because you pretty much get 2 additional attacks because Mia or Nemesis herself goes back to stand, so you get an additional attack from Nemesis herself, and your Mia gets to attack. Or you bring out a Mia from your waiting room, so you get an additional attack from Mia as well. So technically, if you get off a Nemesis climax combo in a turn, you will have 5 total attacks, which is, of course, really good. But of course, if Nemesis gets anti-damage, that's pretty bad because she herself adds a lot of damage because she's attacking for 3 soul each, or she's attacking for 3 soul at least each time. And of course, if she gets reversed, then it sucks because she is a double attacker, and since her timing is on attack and instead of being on reverse, if she gets reversed by a backup, she will go to reverse, and so you can't double attack with your Nemesis, making it so you get wrecked. And it is quite possible for her to get reversed because she only sits at a whopping 9/5 base. Giving the 1k1 soul from the wind trigger is nice, but still 10/5 base, not very good. A lot of 2-level decks don't really run a high level assist. The assist they usually run is this 1/1 assist. Usually don't run a level assist, so it doesn't really work out for Nemesis because she is very low power base. She initially herself is low power. The climax combo doesn't give her any additional power, and the assist of choice they usually run doesn't give much power at all. So, she is pretty prone to getting killed. Unlike Yami, who doesn't really care if she dies. If she dies, doesn't really matter because she still deals 1 damage to your opponent. So, yeah, you get additional attacks with Nemesis, which is really nice, but still you can be denied those additional attacks if Nemesis does, get reversed, which is not good. If she gets reversed, I guess it's not the end of the world because your Mia still comes out alive, and your Mia will probably get another attack in. Mia will be 2 soul at least because the 1k1 soul is a continuous ability, so when she comes out, she will have 2 soul, and if you use her resonate ability, which is quite possible, but also quite, it's a good chance it might not happen, because do keep in mind, you have to discard 3 cards, so you might not have no hand when you get the climax combo off, or the 1 card in your hand might be like an anti-damage backup, but so you can resonate with her, and if you do resonate with her, then you get additional soul, and if you climax combo and resonate, then she will be 3 soul at least, which can be quite nice for sighting or for friend attacking or direct attacking, what have you. So you get some nice little benefits from the climax combo, but still, in the end, just, I'm sure we can all see Yami kind of takes the cake. I mean, this is 8 stock total. With with 8 stock, you could play 3 Yamis, and you'll have 2 leftover stock, which can go towards your anti-damage cost. That 8 stock might deny you from having enough stock to use the anti-damage, and the pay 3 will also deny you from having the anti-damage, and hand encore on top of that. So in the end, I think Yami wins by far. With all that stock, you can play 3 Yamis. If you play 3 Yamis and a combo, that's kind of like getting 6 attacks in, since each one has burn 1 on cancel, but since they stack, it's kind of like having like 6, 7, or 8 attacks in one turn if they do cancel. So having 5 attacks with Nemesis is great. Of course, you can have more than 5 attacks if you use multiple Nemesis climax combos in a turn, but let's be honest, there's no way in hell that's happening unless you're wrecking your opponent so hard. Then I guess it's possible, but I'm sure even if you're up against a trial deck, I don't think you're going to have 2 Nemesis climax combos off in one turn, because that's 12 stock and 6 hand size, and there's no way in hell that's happening. So, with all that stock and hand size, you're better off playing Yami's, her climax combo, and using hand encore and anti-damage backup. So in the end, I say by far, Yami is the winner, which is a shame because Nemesis, I don't know much about the show, like I said, but she's pretty cute. She's got little cat ears like Yui. She's kind of sexy, little tan. Nothing wrong with a little tan. So Nemesis, very cute and all, but sadly, I think Yami is the winner, and that is to no surprise because I don't think there is no way in hell I don't think there's any way in hell that Bushiroad is gonna give another game ender to the already very scary game ending To Love Your Darkness owns. So it's no surprise that the other yellow level 3 To Love Your Darkness is getting in this set is complete ass because like I said, they can't really give anything better, or else they'll really destroy the game. So sadly, very sad, especially for Nemesis fans. I don't know how popular she is of a character, but I'm sure she has fans because you can't deny she's cute. Anyways, let's go on. Mia, we already talked about her. If you're not running Nemesis, then there's no real point in running this Mia. Yeah, I guess you can run her for a 1500 beater for level 0 and have her damage cancel gain a stock. I don't think that's really worth it. I think you're better off running better level 0 cards. Of course, her Resonate is kind of nice, but you're not going to be resonating if you're not running this crappy-ass Nemesis, so don't bother with this card. Kind of sucks as an R because, it's like a waste of an R slot, because I really don't think anybody's going to be running this Nemesis. I mean, if you really want, I guess Bushiroad is kind of pushing for a Nemesis Mia deck with, I guess they're pushing for a Nemesis Mia deck because Nemesis synergizes with Sweets and Dongos, which is of course Nemesis and Mia. So maybe Nemesis Mia deck will be a thing. And if that's the case, it'd be pretty cool. I'm sure it'd be really cheap just because the Nemesis level 3 is probably going to be cheap. But still, I just don't. It's just competitively, it's not worth it. Next up, we got 001500R Mini Skirt Made Nemesis. Mini Skirt Made Uniform Nemesis. Transformation and Nemesis trait. How come she's not Dongo in this one? That's really weird. Anyways, during your own turn, your other character in the middle border of your center stage get plus 1k power. Resonates with Cat Ear Mode Nemesis, which is the level 3 once again. During the start of your climax phase, you may pay cost, which is 1, reveal the Cat Ear Mode Nemesis. If you look at top 4, choose up to 1 transformation or dongle character amongst them, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, then discard any remaining cards. Once again, this card is basically meant to resonate. If you're not resonating with her, it's not really worth it. The card she resonates with is shit, so because of that, her playability shoots down by a lot. So I really don't think there's any point. You're not going to be running this card in your competitive To Love Your Darkness deck because you're not going to be resonating with her anytime soon. But I guess I'll talk about it in case people do want to make a Nemesis / Mia deck, because I guess that's going to be a thing. But still, but I guess anyways. Even in your Nemesis Mia deck, you should be running the level 3 Yami anyways, because all your characters are still transformation. But anyways, I guess if this Nemesis was good, This Mia, or this Nemesis level 0 is not too shabby. Giving your center character plus 1k, it's not too bad, especially in conjunction with the 1-0 Mekon, because, the 1-0 Mekon can get all the power she can get, because, not this one. Is it Sleepy Time Mekon? No, Organizing Clothes Mekon. Here we go. This Mekon can get all the power she can get because she is dependent on reversing your opponent's character. So, you can give something like the 1-0 Mekon more power, which would be quite nice. And her Resonate ability isn't too bad. Pay 1, reveal, look at top 4, choose a transformation or Dongo character, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, discard any remaining card. It's not too bad. Yeah, I really don't think it's, I think it's a pretty decent Resonate ability. You can use it like once or twice during a duel, and I don't think it'd be too bad. But once again, because the card she resonates is bad, it really, really shoots it makes the playability of this card kind of 0, and because of that, you're not going to be playing this, sadly. But I get, like I said, Mia Nemesis, why not? I think it's a pretty good Resonate ability with a not too shabby first ability. Next up, we got this other sexy Nemesis, 2/1 6k uncommon absolute existent Nemesis transformation and Dongo. So all your level 3 and above characters in front of this card get plus 2k power, which is pretty good. Once again, resonates with the cat ears mode Nemesis. During this climax phase, you may pay cost, which is discard 1 card from your hand and reveal 1 cat ear mode Nemesis. If you do, choose one step forward Mia from your waiting room and place it onto any border on your stage. I guess we should talk about the Mia first, because this Mia is up next. 2/1 8k uncommon 1 step forward Mia transformation and suite. Continuous, this card cannot declare a side attack. Continuous, you have 3 more transformation or housework characters. This card gains plus 1 level and plus 1500 power. This Mia, I guess, is not too bad. She's a 2/1 9/5 level 3, which isn't too shabby for a level. It's not too shabby for a 2/1, 2/1 9/5. It's okay, but honestly, I don't think it's really worth it. Your level 1s are solid enough. If your opponent plays a level 3 at level 2, which they're most likely going to do, you can just play the Mekon in the apron, which is where is this apron Mekon? Oh, good at cooking Mekon. You can just run this Mekon. This Mekon is pretty much like 12k against level 3s, which, is a lot better than being 9/5 against level 3s. So, I think, if your opponent plays level 3s at level 2, just respond to it with the apron or with the good at cooking Mekon. If they don't, if they continue to play level 1s at level 2, like maybe in a 2-level Darkness Mirror match, I think your level 1s are good enough. So I really don't think there's a point in this Mia. She's honestly pretty whatever, and oddly enough, because she gains a level, she can be like anti-change suicided, or she can be anti-change backed up. I don't think your opponent wants to be anti-changing backup against this Mia, definitely hurting them a lot more. But just something to mention, they can do that. But she is susceptible to anti-change suiciders, which is pretty relevant. And it'd be a pretty good answer to her. You're paying 1 stock to kill another 1 stock character. Not too shabby. So this Mia, I don't really think it's worth it. And because of that, it kind of makes the playability of this Nemesis go down. Well, the playability of this Nemesis was already pretty low to begin with, because she does resonate with the cat ear mode Nemesis. And like I said, pretty much any card at this point that resonates with cat ear mode Nemesis, I think the playability of it goes down by a lot. But I think she is somewhat playable because of the fact that she is a level 3 assist. Level 3 assist is not too bad. Level 3 assist is pretty good. Giving your level 3s an extra bit of power is always appreciated. So I think her being a level 3 assist does have some merit to her in itself. But ultimately, in the end, I don't think she's going to be ran because of the 1/1 hand encore assist. I think this is the better assist in the end. Giving your characters hand encore is always good, but also very important. She does combo with the Taiki Keyholder, giving your characters additional 2k is very nice. So I think this Nemesis is okay for the fact that she, like I said, is a 2k assist for level 3s, but in the end, I think this level 3 or the 1/1 Yami, I think, is better in the end. So unfortunate, but a lot of these Nemesis cards aren't really making the cut, sadly. Man, are her boobs bigger in this one? Oh, maybe maybe her boobs are always that big. I don't know. She looks kind of flat here, but here her boobs are like a lot bigger. I don't know. She's transformation, so I guess she changes. But anyways, and that's it. And for Friday, once like always, showing off the cool signs. Yep, they look really nice. Oh wow, this one got assigned. I didn't think it was really sign worthy, but I like the Sasa. I like the concept of it. Isari, Kakari, and they're like whatever signs. I wouldn't be too happy about those. The level 3 signs are fan fucking tastic, so. Or the yellow signs are fan fucking tastic. But that is all for this week, guys. Slowly but surely catching up. I'm only, 2 weeks behind now, and I will probably be catching up this weekend. So I hope you guys look forward to that. I guess like always, we'll do a little wrap up. This card, okay. We'll have to see what else has to offer, but definitely like a tech card. Amane, it's okay. Running mono red, why not? This Amane not good because the red event she grabs is not very good. The yellow event is okay. The blue event is ass. The red event is ass. I want to run them. Yui I think is like the best card this week. Well, very 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 good for the animal deck. So yeah, looking forward to if the animal deck is good, I'll probably buy a couple of these and maybe I'll try it out. But anyways, and the art is super sexy. I think Yui is just very sexy in general. So like this card a lot. I think it's fantastic. I just love this card. I think it's great. This Yui, this little combo right here, I mean, it has some potential, but I really wouldn't want to resort to this. These 2-1s, I really don't think there's any point to them because of the level 3 Haruna. Good Suicider, decent Satoka card. You can run 1 or 2 and you'll be just fine. Yui, once again, run 1 or 2, should be okay. 2-2 Satoka, don't bother. 1-1 Dongo Nemesis, don't bother. I think you're better off with better cards. Like here, she's flat as hell. But right here, she's got some boobies. Right? She looks flat in this picture. I don't know. She looks more like a kid. It could be the angle. Anyways, I don't know. What was I saying? Yeah, this Nemesis, don't bother because you're not going to have a field full of sweets and dongos unless you're going for the Nemesis Mia deck, which I guess some people can do because I'm sure it'll be cheap. Yami, very sexy, but don't bother. Don't bother. Don't bother. Don't bother. Don't bother. All these cards don't bother unless you're making a Nemesis Mia deck. This level 3 I think is not too shabby. It's good, decent, or good experience fodder, and it has some potential. It's pretty good level 3, and it's very scary with the level 3 EO. This one, it's whatever. I rather run a 213k backup. This one's whatever. This one's not good in my opinion. Vanilla is vanilla. This Akko's whatever. I think at this point you're better off with like the Hazuki. One backup, very good. China dress, not pretty good. You could run it. You could run a couple. Momo, Nana, sexy art, but don't bother in my opinion. Lala, it's okay. This 2-1 Lala, I wouldn't really bother. The PRs, I think the Tsubame PR is pretty good. Amane PR is whatever, it's just a 3k backup. Hazuki PR is not too bad at all. Niho's okay if you run the Isade Kakari. Aoi is okay, not too bad. So I'm assuming these are the box PRs, and for box PRs, they're okay. I would be pretty bummed out if I got the Amane PR just because it's so it's so lackluster compared to the others. Mono, I think he's a very interesting card. I would say I could consider running 1 or 2 of these because I think he's pretty cool, but definitely not staple. Oshizu, don't bother. The traits are bad. Traits are bad. Traits bad. Traits bad. Traits bad. All the Oshizu cards, traits are bad. I don't know why they gave her so many fucking cards. Lastly, for Nemesis, the level 3 is freaking really cute, but wouldn't bother. Mia, wouldn't bother. Oh, I thought she had short hair. Right? Oh, okay, she ties it up. Derp. I'm stupid. Anyways, Nemesis, wouldn't bother. It's okay, but I mean, the competitive deck wouldn't bother. Nemesis wouldn't bother. Mia wouldn't bother. And I guess I'll go over the signs again. Good card. It's okay. Game ender, so it's already pretty good off the bat. This one's pretty good. This Chitose Yui, very, 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 very good. Holy shit. I would not be surprised if like yellow decks ran 1 or 2 Chitose, just because I think she adds so much utility to the deck. Sasa, I think she has a lot of potential, but we'll see. Isari Kagari, if you want to run the Isari Kagari deck, why not? Niho, why not run it? If you're running Isari Kagari, go for it. Amane, I think she's really cool. But will she be really good? We'll just have to see. Io, really good. Hazuki is pretty good, but I think it's overshadowed by the Yumi right here. I think she's a lot better. I don't think she's a lot... is she a lot better? Yeah, I think Yumi's a lot better. I wouldn't... I don't think I would run Hazuki because of Yumi. I think Yumi's really good. Free refresh OP. Satoka OP, 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 OP. So yeah, that is it for this week, guys. Slowly but surely catching up, like I said, and this is the end for School Girl Strikers. I guess, like always, I'll do a little wrap up of what I think about the set. Overall, I guess there's not much point doing this anymore because the set has been out for like 3 weeks, but oh well, I will be doing it. Overall, I think School Girl Strikers is a pretty fun and strong set. I'm always a big fan of this of experience, so it itself being an experience set already makes me like it a lot more. But still, besides that, I think the set is really strong, especially yellow. I think yellow has a really strong chance of being a top deck. It kind of has a little bit of everything that's needed. I guess yellow is kind of missing a pay one clock search and a runner, but besides that, they have a lot of good cards. They have a really good brainstormer. They have like a very scary game ending. They have some decent level ones. They have free refresh. They have a good 1-0 reversing climax combo. Just a lot of good things needed that a top deck needs, and Schoolgirl Strikers has it, and I think they're really cool. And the art on these, I think, are quite lovely. Some of the cards have some great art. I think some of the other cards have some funky art, but oh well. Overall, yellow Schoolgirl Strikers, I think, will be the best color for Schoolgirl Strikers. Um, Will they get another set? Who knows? But as of right now, I definitely think yellow is the best. Red, I think, is I think red is the weakest, to be completely honest. They have some like conflicting cards, like these two. Like they both kind of do the same thing. So why did they both come out in the same color? You know what I mean? Red is okay, but I think it's missing some things to make it like outstanding. Um, Blue, I think, have some pretty good cards. They have like the weird Morgana card. I think she's a lot of fun. This level 3 is also pretty good. Will Morgana be better than this level 3? I think those two kind of do the same thing, but in the end, we'll just have to see. Yui, I think, is freaking amazing. Like, holy shit. It's really good. Haruka, I mean, their game ending is like whatever. Haruka is pretty expensive, but what can you do? So I think yellow's the best, then blue, then red. But still, I think yellow in itself is really strong. So I think Schoolgirl Striker Yellow has a good chance to be a strong deck. I definitely can see the set top tournaments just because I think the yellow color for Schoolgirl Striker is really good. So yeah, that is my final thoughts on Schoolgirl Strikers. And yeah, like I said, guys, I'm gonna try catching up this weekend. So I'll have another one tomorrow. I'll record another one tomorrow, and I'll record another one on Sunday. And with that, that'll be 2 more videos, and I'm behind by 2 weeks. So I'll be caught up in 2 days. So yeah, definitely I'll be looking forward to doing Leaks of the Week concurrently, like I did a couple months back. So yeah, once again, like always, guys, thank you for being patient. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, of course, like always, leave them in the comment section below. And until next time, guys. Poor Nemesis. So cute, but alas, no good. An hour and 44 minutes, Jesus. But to be expected because I do a lot of talking for Two Lover Darkness. But oh well, that's enough ranting.